everyone, Cathy Zielske here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I've got two card projects featuring a little ink blending and masking and stamping. I'll be using some really cool products from my friend Gina K of Gina K Designs. I love you, Gina. Stick around, those cards are coming up next. The stamps I'm using today come from Gina's Nature's Touch card kit. This card kit is jam-packed, and today's cards feature the stamps with silhouetted images and just some really sweet sentiments. Plus, I'm going to be doing some more masking and ink blending because I'm all about that life now. Shall we? Let's take a look at the products. So here are the natural silhouettes, and it's just a beautiful collection of nature images in silhouette style and some sentiments. I'm going to also be using the Master Layouts 1 dies, another very all-purpose set, and some inks and powders. Now I will have everything I'm using linked below this video underneath the show more. I'm going to be using blender brushes today as well to add ink, a little bit of masking magic for my masking, and for cardstock, just some basic colors here, Sea Glass, Kraft, and Gina K's heavy base weight cardstock, plus a few other things as we go. Let's begin. I'm going to take the smaller of the two large rectangles to cut out my white panel. I want to have this set up first. I don't want to die cut after I ink blend. And then I'm going to take a piece of the masking magic and cut it to the exact same size as the panel. Then I'll use this smaller rectangle of those two and run it through to cut out a mask. I actually just did this on another card video, and I'm going to link that above for you in a card so you can see another project that is similar. To add the masking magic, I like to pull out the Score Buddy, take off half of the backer, push that backed side, if you will, into the corner, and then just pop that right on top. It's just a quick way to line it up. And then you can take off the remaining backer, smooth it down, and your mask is perfectly placed onto your cardstock. I also like to press it down a little bit with my bone folder because I really just want that to be the crispest possible line. And that masking magic will peel off very easily. I've got these brushes ready to go. I have black handled brushes, and I use these little clips called brush buddies. They just help color code the brushes because I don't wash my brushes between each usage, and it just keeps it clear to me that this brush goes with the green ink. So I'm putting on the Jelly Bean Green, moving on to the Sea Glass, and I'm going to end with Wild Lilac. So the cooler side of the rainbow. And the nice thing is with these inks, you lay them down, go with a firmer hand, go with a lighter hand, but just know that Gina's inks really do smooth out quite a bit when they dry. They have a smoothing agent, and it really helps your blending. So if you struggle with the blend, I think you will have success with brushes and these dye inks. I'm just going to work back and forth until I get the blend that looks good to my eye, and then we will move on to the magical part, the peel and reveal. Ah, I love masking. I really love it because then you lift this up and look at that beautiful rectangle of goodness. I'm going to grab this little leafy branch from this stamp set and position it so that it's hanging a little off the edge of the card panel. I like that look. I'll pick up the stamp with the Door of the Misty, and then of course reposition that cardstock into the corner just in case I have to stamp it again. And then I'll ink up the stamp with black Onyx ink, get a nice coating on there, and press it down. I like to use my Swiffer cloth to let my hands just sort of glide over and add nice even pressure. And this only took one inking. Looks great. I let this dry for about 15 minutes before moving on to this step. Just wanted to make sure my inks were really dry. I'm going to powder this up with my embossing magic just so that my embossing powder is only going to stick where I stamp down my embossing ink. I'm going to use this Thinking of You sentiment, and I thought it would look nice to have it also hang outside of the containment of that rectangle. So I'm going to ink up the stamp with the embossing ink here. Just got my little cube, and I will press that down. Nice even pressure. And now I'm going to add some gold embossing powder to this stamped area. Sprinkle it on, shake off the excess, give it a little tap here, and that is ready for heat embossing. I'll get my heat tool hot, bring it to the paper, and quickly melt the powder. I really like the gold with these cool tones. I think it's a nice little bit of visual contrast. So pretty. I love it. Moving on. Look at that shine. I'll prep my card base. This is going to be a horizontal landscape card, so I'm going to score that at 4 1/4. It will be a US A2 finished size, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. I like to tape my card bases closed so that they stay closed while I am popping up my card panels. And this, just like that, it's done. I'm not adding anything else. I really love seeing that sea glass cardstock come through, but I did notice this. I did my ink blending on the wrong side. The reason I know this is I had done a sample. When you use that dye, it kind of creates this nice rounded edge. Just pay attention. Don't do as I do. Don't do as I say. It's still cute. Let's move on to the next card project. I used the scalloped edged circle in Master Layouts to create another mask. This is just with the leftover piece of masking magic from the first card. And I'm going to position this onto my card base. Again, get it lined up, get the part stuck down, take the rest of the masking backer off, and again, smoothen that down just so that it's perfectly adhered. And I used some Post-it tape just to protect the edges of the cardstock. And I'm going to blend again. I'm going to come in here and just create sort of a sunset. So I'm going with this orange sweet mango. I'm going to bring in some dusty rose into the center, and I'm going to use that same purple, the wild lilac, up at the top just to create this sort of sunset night kind of sky. Again, blending it together, going back over where I need to, and I love that effect of the orange into the purple. And then I will peel off the masking magic to reveal this lovely scalloped, ink blended, sunsetty, toned shape. Isn't that pretty? I'll go ahead and ink up this particular stamp with black ink, again creating that silhouette look for this card panel. I'm going to use birthday wishes for the sentiment, and I'm going to stamp this down on some black Onyx cardstock. I'll powder this up again just because I really just want my powder to stick where the embossing ink goes. I'll sprinkle that on, the same gold powder. I think that looks so nice on black cardstock. It just has a really nice high contrast. Tap off the excess and then heat set birthday wishes. All right, moving on. I'm going to die cut this sentiment using one of my sentiment labels. These are from Simon Says Stamp. And I'll also be using the little banner notches that cut the little flags on either side. I'll cut out this guy, and here's what I like to do. I tape this strip into place and then bring my little notch in and tape that down as well, just so there's no movement, and where it's going to be is where it's going to be, but it just helps me to cut with a little more confidence. And once I run that through and see my little notch revealed, I will repeat for the right side of the sentiment strip. I went ahead and cut a shadow layer base using the larger of the two large rectangle dies, and that's what's so cool about them is they allow you to create this nice nested look. So I'm adding my dot runner and placing it down onto that shadow layer base. And look at that lovely little outline of black. So cute. I'll add dot runner to the back of these two panels and then put that right onto a Kraft card base. The finishing touch, add birthday wishes, and I've just got some thin foam squares to pop it up, centering that at the bottom. And then I thought I would have a few sequins, picking up the colors from the ink blend. So I've got an orange sequin that I'm going to put down at the bottom, a little pink one right there in the center, and finishing it off at the top with the purple. And the Connect glue is great for adhering sequins because it will dry clear. And those are my finished card projects. So I hope this inspires you to get into some masking and silhouette stamping. It's a really, really easy technique to do. And I feel like even though it's simple, the results always seem to pack such a beautifully designed graphic punch. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.